genetic malfunctions. I'm your host, Ben Flesher. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Brandon Deschamps, joining us to speak to us about polydactyly. Thank you for coming on the program, Brandon.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
So let's cut right to the chase. What exactly is polydactyly?
Polydactyly is a genetic disorder where you would have more than 5 fingers on your hands and more than 5 toes on your feet.
And are those extra fingers or toes functioning?
The extra fingers or toes in most cases don't have a bone. And even where there is a case that a finger or toe does have a bone, it's usually not functionable.
Interesting. And are there any tests that can be done to tell if you have the disease?
There are many ways to determine if you have polydactyly before birth. There are chromosome tests, metabolic studies, and ultrasound exams. But come on, guys. Look at your hand. If you have more than 5, you need to go to the doctors, okay? Do something about that little baby right there, okay?
A very valid point. But how would somebody get polydactyly?
Well, polydactyly is a genetic disorder, which would mean that you would inherit it from your parents.
Okay, and when you do have this, how much of your genetic makeup is altered?
Polydactyly is a mutation that is caused by only one gene.
Okay, and is it a sex-linked disease?
No, polydactyly is not a sex-linked disease.
Are there any health-related risks if you have polydactyly?
There is no known health effects associated with polydactyly. The only parts of the body it affects are the hands and the feet.
Well, that's good to hear. So, how would somebody get treated if they were to have polydactyly?
Well, there isn't actually any medicine or cure for polydactyly. After birth, if the parent chooses to, they can have the finger removed. There's 2 ways that the finger could be removed in the case of polydactyly. If there's no bone, you simply tie a string around the finger and wait for it to fall off. And if there is a bone, you have to surgically remove the finger.
Really? Well, that first one sounds a little bit treacherous, if I don't say so myself. And the one thing that we talk about a lot on my show is genetic counseling. If somebody wants to look into this early, make sure that nothing happens. Would you recommend genetic counseling for somebody with this genetic disorder?
It is possible to figure out if your child would have polydactyly through genetic counseling, but I don't advise it as it's not a serious health condition and it can be dealt with very easily after birth.
Well, that's good. Well, Brandon, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And from all of us here at Genetic Mutations, I'd like to present you with this gift.
It was my pleasure being on the show today. Thank you to Room 134 for giving me this opportunity to come out to Antarctica and talk on genetic malfunctions. I hope you all go home and follow me on Twitter at BrandonKPG. Good night.